We finished on a flat. The antler's still there. We debated on cutting it off. I started to. Noah yelled and we changed our mind. We decided that's not a good idea. We were worried about it poking into the tire and then falling out and just having a big hole. We're gonna attempt to fix this. Also, we finished right ahead of a rain late at night, and I didn't get to blow the machine off. It got rained on. Not a big deal, but makes it a little harder to clean up. We try to always keep it blowed off before the rains. So I should have some good footage. We're going to be climbing the bends using an 80-foot man lift. And we're going to be pressure washing all those areas that need it. I'll have some footage of that. That's always a fun time. The guys look forward to that. While I'm waiting on the guys, we'll have a little story time here. We just recently sold our Kinze 3800 24-row planer. We sold it on Big Iron. Farmer that bought it's going to come get it. The history on this planer. I'd like to talk a little bit about it. So we bare barred this planer when we got it. When I first looked at it, they wanted a fairly high price for it. It has these UMO fertilizer openers. That was an expensive setup on a planer. Also, it was with fertilizer. Had Martin row cleaners, so we were interested in this planer. We were coming off a 3600 16 row. We were able to find a home for the 16 row. We put that money into this planer, and the difference was basically all the parts we had to buy. We bare barred it, and we actually took these arms to a drill press, bought oversized bushings, put there. So we rebuilt all this, all of the bearings and chains. All of that stuff when we did it. All of those got done. So we did just a complete revamp of this planer. That was in 2015. So we've ran this planer since then. And last winter we had a chance to get a 2014 Kinze 4900 at an auction. It was listed as hydraulic drive, yet it was electric drive. So we bid, and it actually brought the hydraulic drive price, which is a third or more or less that we paid for it than it was worth, just because it was mislisted. So we got a little bit of a break on it. Anyhow, this is going to be leaving. We had quite a bit of time in this, taking all those row units off, rebuilding that, but it kept us from making a planer payment. That allowed us to do some other things on the real estate side. So I really owe a lot of gratitude to this planer. When it came here, it actually didn't have the outer duals on it. It showed up inners only, unlatched, no safety in, and then the front tires were drug off of it. So it's kind of an interesting day when it showed up. We put the duals on because it looked very unstable without those. Bought some tires that were due for recap, so they're not real thick or anything, but they good for holding air for a planer. Somebody got a heck of a buy on this. I'm sure we'll meet him when he gets here. It's been a great planer. I hope we don't regret selling it. I'll see if I've got some pictures of that. I won't have any video footage from 2015 stuff. A lot of my older videos are different formats. Probably the off season here, especially January, February. Everybody wants their combine fixed. We'll get into some of that old footage, as well as some footage we put tile in with a dozer and a tile plow. Got a track hoe. We do trees, fence rows, things like that. We've got drones that fly around. That's in our operation internally here, so should have a lot of fun stuff. Off season, I was just talking about planters. We won't talk about our Kinze 4900 right now. I'll go over that later this winter when we're kind of looking for some content. This is going to be a little new, kind of easy to talk to you guys when I've got machinery for entertainment. You got me now, so we'll see how this goes. There's our Kinze 4900 in all her glory. As bad as I want to talk about it, I'll save that for a later date. So we just talked it over, and Brennan and I are going to get the combine over here in the field. Just kind of blow it off with air. We've got the air compressor trailer. We also have a semi-retrieval trailer, which I'm going to show you. It's a homemade thing that we did with my dad. But we used to run used tires, and they blow out a lot, but they were most times free. So I had that trailer so we could retrieve our semis on the side of the road. Well, we kept it together. We do buy new tires now, and we use it to blow the combine off. Things like that. Is an air compressor my dad had, an old truck body he had. We kind of made a trailer out of it. Oh, wait till I show you this. Mean green in all her glory. So we'll start by unfolding the head. We'll raise our snouts. There'll be a lot of debris in between our chains. We'll go to cleaning that type stuff up. You can see here where we've got it folded, what it looks like underneath. It's also a good chance to see our stalk rolls. Now it pulls the stalk in and those turn. You can see what kind of gap it makes. Just chews them up. We've got a flat tire. So we can back up over there, we'll air it up. Air up our tire, unfold our head. We'll start taking panels off. About the easiest way to clean. And of course your operator is tired. He parked right in the mud. Who would have did that? Had trouble getting the air compressor to start. Imagine that. Something not wanting to start. Good enough air in it so I can drive it out in the field on higher ground, because I am the operator that parked it down here in the mud area. There. Sounds like we got full steam now. The other day we left it overnight. We lost 10 pounds. Now this has been over the weekend, and I come back to it being flat. We're going to air it back up. Probably wait until I have a couple more tires to fix, so we do it all at one time. We tend to accumulate those and then call to fix them all at one time. Here it's only been 2 days, and man, I'd like to be back in this. The other day when I got in it, I sure wanted out of it. But it's strange how now that we're not under pressure, it'd be a lot of fun to drive it. I can enjoy the combine again. So we're going to do a cold start here. We ended up with, I think, 1650 thresher. I think about 2550 on the engine. Our engine hours are higher on this machine. It's 2017. Had a good season with the machine, bubble up auger. The door was, I think, it. The gearing off, it's got a lot of time on it. We did a U-joint cross here. We had this shaft here come out, just a bolt. We did have a gearbox that had one of the gears sheared the teeth off in it. Could have been from hitting a stump or hitting something. Likely is. They're about bulletproof, I think. I still believe that they make a good product. We did enjoy running the John Deere head, and we all agreed that if we had a gearing off or a John Deere, we'd be happy with either one. That'll make for a good thumbnail at least, huh? Head's been folded up so a little bit of the water will dump out. We're going to take air wands and high pressure air to the machine. I've seen Ivers and some of the guys have the big commercial air compressors. We rent those. We don't have one. If we ever run two machines, we're going to have one. But for now, we've got our air compressor trailer here with our air compressor generator service trailer, and then we have that semi-recovery trailer I had talked about as we watched the head fold. It's kind of cool because it's going to have the one snout that has to raise. It's got a little hydraulic cylinder, and the last thing is the latch, and it latches those down. I'm waiting on. Start off by raising all the panels, kind of like we do for service. That last day we ran over 150, maybe even 160 acres that we finished. Ran into the night. There's a rain coming, but a lot of debris gets up in here. We're going to take these shields off. We open up our elevator doors, clean outdoor there, clean outdoors on the hopper, things of that nature. We want to get the machine clean. We do, and the raccoons still get into it later, but the main thing is we get the large debris off the machine. Man, she is dirty. Mean green's looking pretty gnarly, but you can get fire hazards going. When we run a big day like that, there's just a lot of material on the machine. Now, John Deere, I think they do really, really good. We talked about that, the airflow that they have. Up in the top, they pipe air and use this blowing system here. It blows across the back. You can see in the distance, they're still trying to find room to fit what's on wheels. We got all the way full, and right at had room. I think they even had some stuff in the pit. Brian and Noah are out there, and Brennan and I, like we discussed, are out here on the equipment side, just trying to get a little cleanup done before it gets colder or wetter. Bad weather sets in, and it's not as fun to work. It just doesn't go as well. We still do, but it's a lot easier when it's a mild day like this. Smell of 240 in here. We have to keep the Hagee inside, risk of freeze. We still have some fall apply to do. We actually have a salamander in the spray trailer on a thermostat, so if it gets too cold, we try to fall apply what we can. We have cover crops, fall apply. We do a little bit of everything. The drones applied our cover crops. Actually still have some remnants of that around here. There's our trailer I talked about. We put a lift gate on the back. We got an air compressor in there. We use that to retrieve semis. Obviously a homemade job. So an air compressor in there. It's got the larger hose. We use that for air to blow the trailer off as well. Good thing we're not allergic. Yeah, that chain's loose. You're messing with it. Don't run that way. Putting there to start. Get it. In the water. We've got a hot pressure washer. We also have a real high volume, high pressure washer. Just can't get real close to electronics to get. You see on the corner, I have a big snout up. Unlatch this area here. I'll see the previous video. Spring inside here. Spring tension. Clean all this up. There. I'll show you before. Here's what we look like as we've just raised our snout. So we clean all this debris out. check on this a long time with you guys, but it's drip. There's 24 of these areas to clean. I use a screwdriver to get all the little nooks and crannies. Then we'll pressure wash it when we get all of it blown off that we can. So the next thing we would do, we'd pull these tops off. There's 2 nuts there, 1 right there. And then you can get to your deck plates, you can clean out around those. We will wash the head as well, pressure wash. I think there's going to be a warmer day. Anything warmer than this. It's not terrible, it's just kind of that wet, cold. It's not fun to stay out here in the field when the wind's blowing. So we won't pressure wash today, but we're going to get all of the heavy stuff off, which basically takes most of the day if you do it right. Brennan's been on one side, I've been on the other. Taking our panels off, really getting up inside the machine. Itching and scratching. Got some more debris back here, so we'll take this off, blow the tailboard off. Got some more covers I can take off there. Been a good day of blowing. We had 2 of the compressors running. Got all the big stuff off. Starting to rain a little bit here into the day, and we're setting up to do the pressure washing next time we start. Basically, we spend most of the day with air and then spend most of the day with water. You can usually get the machine washed up and the grain cart too. Sorry I didn't video more of that. It's not real exciting. See, we take all the panels off. You can kind of see around the machine. We have panels off here. Oops, sorry. So we'll go through the pressure washer now. We'll wash everything. Now when we're washing, we'll be careful around electrical connections. Pressure washer's hard on those. It's just amazing how nice they look when they get cleaned up. Doesn't take a lot. Well, it does and doesn't at the same time, I guess. It's just a lot of area to clean, a lot of little crevices. And if you pressure wash before you get all the dry stuff out, you can just visualize hitting a big pile of chaff and dust with water. It just takes a long time. This way we had a wind. It was kind of blowing away from us as we're blowing it off. Well, kinda. I've ate quite a bit of dirt, but you get the drift. So we're picking everything up, getting ready for a rain. There's some coming. It's raining a little bit now. We will resume. I'll show you a little bit about wash day and even some of the dryer cleanup. Well, we've done that. The guys have been out shoveling up some of the dry material before it gets wet. Getting everything to fit. Got dry corn loaded up on semis. That got done today. And they're draining the dryer right now. Our dryer holds, don't quote me on this, but I think 2.5 semi loads, about 2,500 bushels. And right now you can hear it in the background, the air system's just draining the dryer itself. And we're just running fans. And Brennan, he's sneaking out of here. We got him dirty today. I'm sure he's tired. Go ahead and walk out here and check out what's going on. He's draining the dryer. Him and Noah have been shoveling. Well, we've been doing the air. They've been doing the shoveling under here. Now when we get done, we're going to open the dryer up. There'll be some more remnants, some fines, and some other debris that's going to drop on the concrete. We will scrape up and do a final on that. We generally just kind of scrape up the bees' wings. They've got the big piles gone. We'll come back through and do a little more scraping. We'll then pressure wash all our bins and use the lift to do that. A lot of times this bin, if it's rain, you can see up here on the dryer, all that stuff won't come off unless you're right on it with a pressure washer. So we get a lift and we do all that. Luckily it's once a year, so not too bad. It's fun for the first half hour playing with the lift, but it gets old pretty quick. Man, I look terrible. Anyway, we'll catch up with you when we get some more action going. Get some of this dust off and call it a day.